This is the Legendary Lowdown, where we bring you the latest board gaming news and stories here on Legendary Tactics.
Yeah, we thought it would be a great idea to have a little news section to our channel. And whenever we come across some interesting news stories, we thought we could post here and hopefully for all of you to enjoy. So,
Nato, I understand you have one on Pandemic. The digital edition has disappeared.
Yes, so the digital edition has quietly been removed from all the websites where you would normally get it, from the Apple Play Store, or sorry, Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and it was all quietly done, and they wouldn't disclose why they were doing it.
Highly suspect.
Yes.
Interesting.
And you would have thought that they would have removed it a long time ago if it was COVID related in terms of sensitivity with the pandemic.
Yeah, it's funny. They actually there's the article that I came across on IGN.com said that it actually had nothing to do with that. Now they did have a giveaway. Oddly, they had a giveaway in early 2020 of the game, of the digital game, and it was canceled, of course, because of the pandemic. So
Right.
they never commented, but it was assumed to be the case because COVID-19 was.
Yeah.
So it just seemed like bad timing on their hey, take our free game.
Yes.
But if you've already purchased this game, you can still play it, correct?
You can, yes. So there's no problem that way. But their official statement is that the Pandemic app was released 9 years ago, and we no longer feel that the current quality and reliability of the game is on par with what Pandemic deserves on digital platforms. Asmodee said, "The time has come to make way for the digital future of Pandemic."
So they're blaming technology. It's not good enough. It's not enough.
So this is a reskin to relaunch and try and probably make more money and sell the same game again.
Oh,
Now,
interesting.
I actually own the digital version of Pandemic, and it is very, very well done, but you can't play online multiplayer. It's more or less a solo game.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
Okay.
So maybe they legitimately couldn't redesign it in order to accommodate that.
Yeah, I think it would be worth revisiting. I actually don't mind the fact that they're potentially going to give it a do-over or a makeover. I think that's it's not a bad thing.
That is a story we'll have to follow with some interest then in the coming months.
Yes. They say, Asmodee continued, "We are truly thankful to the whole Pandemic community for their awesome support and involvement over these last years. Stay tuned." So, yes, it could be something money-oriented, but I think it would be better with a more up-to-date version.
Strange, too, though, that they've pulled it before the new game is ready to go, so almost getting us ready and getting the anticipation building.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I think that's a big thing is they want us to, build some anticipation for the new release.
Right.
Cax, do you have some news?
Yeah, so on
the
the Frosthaven front, I've been following up with the release date for 2022, and there was an update that was put out January 14th, which basically just said look back to our December 31st one. That was the main update that he gave at the end of the year.
That's helpful.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Helpful.
Now the December 31st one, to be fair, there was a fair bit of information. They're in the middle of digital proofing of the game, and then they are going to be looking at the final pre-production samples of the game. And then from there, they said once that gets the all clear, it goes to the printer, and the printer will take 3 months. They're saying.
Double it. It'll be at least 6, I bet.
Well, then they actually said that the real variable comes with the ocean freighting. When they freight it over from the ocean, they said the timelines will get very dicey there, with no fixed date as far as that goes until they can get it.
The timelines are all blown out of the water, pun intended.
I heard last fall that Greater Than Games, I think, that does Sentinels of the Multiverse. They had a whole bunch of their games manufactured in China, but had been sitting in China since May, and this was in October, I think.
Oh my!
Yeah, there's a lot of disruption in the supply chain. So, realistically, do you think this is going to come out this year?
Well, he actually ends his statement on the 31st, December 31st, by saying, So with that, I wish you all a happy new year, and I hope 2022 brings you lots more awesome things in addition to Frosthaven. So I think he's trying to guarantee as much as he can that it will be out in 1 year's time.
Though it originally was in our video last year to come out in 2021, so I'm sure everyone has the best intentions, but the reality is it may not even come out in 2022.
There is a possibility.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Wow.
And $13 million pledged. Their goal was 500,000. They overshot by a little bit.
Speaking of that, I actually have a story that will interest both of you.
All right.
2 days ago, a Kickstarter launched, and this one is on track to completely blow Frosthaven out of the water.
What?
It's already, by the time this video goes up, I'm sure it'll be over $5 million. We're only at 2 days here. It's got over 15,000 backers. There's 13 days left to go in this campaign.
Yeah.
If this pace continues, this will likely be one of the biggest crowdfunded games of all time. So the reason I think you two will like it, Cax, you love your Marvel. NATO, you love your zombie games.
Oh boy.
This game, it's Marvel Zombies. So it's a cooperative board game, 1 to 6 players. And if you're familiar with the Zombicide mechanics, it's a smash up then of the superhero and zombie genres coming together. And in it, you control the zombie horde, the AI system controls the zombie horde, and you eliminate enemies, you unlock more skills, and the more success you have, you're actually rewarded with more enemies.
That sounds like Zombicide.
Yeah, big time. So what's unique about this one is you get to play as the zombie heroes like Zombie Captain America, and you're eating shield agents and other bystanders. So wow. Flips the traditional tropes on its head. I think this might be one of the reasons that people are interested.
Yes.
The estimated shipping date is October 2022. You probably won't see your components till late 2023. And Cax, I don't know if you'll be wanting to invest in this one. If you buy this one, X-Men Resistance, and you get the Galactus expansion, that's $410.
Oh, come on.
That
is absurd. And what's the backing so far on it?
Oh, it's over.
They're up to almost
15,000.
$5 million.
$5 million. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So why do you guys think this one took off so incredibly quickly? What is it?
Oh, I think it's the Marvel theme.
Yeah,
right? The Marvel theme.
I mean, Zombicide's got quite a long heritage. You know, it goes back a number of. I don't know when
it's got first some pedigree. Yep.
Game came out, but I think it's just a combination. But I like the idea of playing you can be the heroes, but in zombie form, or
that's cool.
It's kind
in
of
human
neat,
form,
or human form, or whatever superhero form, and you can play the game both ways. And I don't know if it's $410.
That seems a little rich. Yeah,
I mean, right. I'll give you the size of the Galactus. I don't even know if I can call it a mini.
I gotta give him full credit for that name, though.
Gigantic.
It's a maxi.
Galactus is a pretty awesome name.
Yeah, it is. But they call him Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds, for a reason. Because he could eat the whole game in one bite. But
I'm actually curious if any of the people listening to our newsfeed here will be supporting this game. Will either of you be backing it?
No, and it's probably not my style. I thought I paid a lot for Eclipse Second Edition, which was $180 Canadian.
That is a lot still.
Well,
quite a bit.
Still is a lot.
Well, this is an Eclipse that, Nate.
Yes. I don't know. Oh,
I couldn't resist.
I don't know. I'd have some people to answer to if I spent $410 US on board games.
That's insane. Yeah. That's a lot of money. But hey, let us know in the comments if you're backing this and why. We'd love to hear.
That's great.
Now, NATO, please get us up to date on some GMT news.
Yes, so GMT, and this is for Fire in the Lake fans. So the coin series.
Oh, the
fourth
coin,
game in
love
that,
it.
Dominant species.
Yes, but Fire in the Lake was one of the biggest coin releases. It recreates the Vietnam War. Now they are coming out with an expansion.
Is it the Sovereign of Discord?
Saigon. Sorry?
Is it the Sovereign of Discord?
Yes.
Okay.
So the Fall of Saigon is actually coming out. Apparently it's at the printer. And that's going to take place after a typical game of Fire in the Lake finishes. So it kind of is the end of the war, the late Vietnam War expansion. Now they're doing a prequel.
Oh,
they're doing the
okay.
early Vietnam. So the Vietnam War, I believe, in the game starts in 1963, I think. So this is actually it looks like 64. So this is actually going to start as early as 1961.
Wow,
and
that is
it's
early.
going to.
Okay.
That's a pre-prequel.
It's a pre-prequel.
Excellent.
And there's also some bonus content where they're going to add 40 new events to the base game as well, and a couple different scenarios as well. So
yes, I saw that.
It's the coin game that keeps on giving. There's just so much that they can, I guess, do with the original base game, that they can add not one but two expansions on.
Well, and if I'm not mistaken, is this not a game designed by Mark Herman and Volko Runke? Like
Yes.
two incredible game designers.
Yes, absolutely.
And this design is by
it's by
pair as well?
Steven Ragansas, I
Okay.
guess. And that's something that certainly Volko has done over the years, is brought in co-designers and other designers to revise, to add expansions to the base game. He did that with Labyrinth, and he's done that with his Coin series as well.
It's like James Patterson of the literary world, where he has like 20 co-authors.
Yeah, it's pretty much. But it's neat because they bring a slightly different viewpoint, slightly different design philosophy. So anyway, it should be really interesting. So that this is just on the P500 now, so it's very early stages, but there is a second expansion coming.
And for people who don't know what that is, the P500 is where they're basically, it's almost like crowdfunding, where you have to, a certain number of people need to get it before they put the game to press. Is that correct?
Yes, yeah. So they need at least 500 pre-orders, essentially, and then that qualifies the game to be produced. But it looks like it could be very interesting, so thought I'd bring that up. And the last thing I wanted to cover is for those fans of Undaunted. Now, Undaunted has done an African campaign, and what was it? I'm trying to remember all the other ones. Normandy was another one, yeah. And they have Undaunted Reinforcements. Now they have Undaunted Stalingrad, and this is really interesting. Ooh. It's almost like I don't want to call it a legacy game exactly, but it is. It has essentially a branching storyline. So each game follows upon the other. To create a sort of more of a longer narrative. So
interesting.
There's apparently 15 different paths that it will branch out to. So it's, playing the game, just one game is great, but you can actually play the game and maybe something more similar to how, I don't know, Oath works or something like that, where you're not ripping up cards and writing on the board.
Defacing the board, yeah.
Right.
You're not doing that. But you can reset it at any time, but it's set up to have a bit of a narrative over a number of games.
Oh, very neat.
So
this is like a standalone game, and it's a card drafting game too, right?
Yes, and there's apparently going to be 300 cards and over more than 300 cards and over 100 map tiles.
Oh, geez.
Connected by more than 150 mission briefings.
Wow. Okay. so that's where the story comes from, and it's
a big box.
Modular too, which is always adds some replayability. This is a platoon level game.
Yes, it's small scale, and it's oddly I have not played this any of these games. I like David Thompson. He did Castle Itter and Pavlov's House,
right? Yes,
which I have covered both of those here on the channel. But this is his Undaunted series, and I'm really interested to check this out. I don't know if this would be the best entry point to the series, but I think it could be a something that would be really worth checking out if you like. Certainly, if you like Undaunted already, this could be the mother of all
the next step,
games. Yeah.
Has there been a release date or a price on this yet, NATO?
No, there's no specific release date or price yet, but we'll keep you posted.
That sounds great.
Very good.
Hey, if our viewers have any other stories they'd like us to feature or cover or know about, please let us know in the comments so we can chat about all the newest news on the legendary Lowdown.